Okay, so here it is. Train Sim World 3. There are 3 routes that come included. The Southeastern High Speed, German route, which I'm not going to try to pronounce, and Cajon Pass. I figured I'll try out this one first. Well, that was the fastest loading I've ever seen.
You'll be learning how to drive this ES44C4 locomotive in BNSF railway livery. The ES44C4 is the 4th generation of the GE Evolution series. It started production in 2009 and continued to be built until 2015.
Oh, we're at the training center.
Rated at 4,400 horsepower, these beasts are primarily used for heavy freight and intermodal traffic. You ready to begin?
Oh.
Climb aboard.
The narrator kind of sounds like he's been through some stuff. Okay, then.
Sit in the engineer's seat.
He said, okay. Just turn on the cab lights. There you go.
Now you'll go through the steps needed to take over this locomotive.
Here's the reverser. Gonna set
Firstly, you will need to set the generator field switch.
Oh,
this needs to be enabled for the throttle to control the power of the train.
Oh, there it is. Not in the same location as it was on the...
This locomotive requires the reverser handle to be inserted before operation.
Yep, I planned ahead with that one.
The reverser determines the direction of travel. Switch the front headlights on. Regardless of the time of day or weather, all locomotives must have their headlights on.
Oh, wait, no, that's the rear. There you go. Did that, didn't I? Oh, just bright.
When getting moving, it's worth remembering the following sequence. Independent on, auto off. Throttle on, independent off. Let's go through that slowly and understand why. First, fully apply the independent brake.
One step ahead of you.
This will ensure that regardless of anything else, your train won't move.
This is a very loud engine.
Fully release the automatic brake. This will release the brakes on the rest of the train, but you won't go anywhere because those independent brakes are holding you. Now, apply a small amount of throttle and verify that power is generated. Finally, release the independent brake and you'll start moving.
Time for the horn.
This is a great practice to get used to because it'll help you with 2 key areas. The first is that you verify that the train will take power before you release the brakes. You don't want to find yourself without power and having to hurriedly put the brakes back on. The second is that having power applied as you release the independent brakes ensures that you won't roll backwards. On steeper hill starts, you may even need to start with more power. And this is something you can practice and get used to as you find yourself out on the railroad.
Yep, they're on. Okay.
If you have any locomotives on the rear of the train behind freight cars, you can press the banking comms button to enable radio communications with those remote units. This will ensure that they operate their throttle and brakes in unison with your own locomotive, giving you much-needed extra control on your journey. Press it now, just to get practice, even though there aren't any connected.
Braking comms? Oh, there it is.
Coasting is a method used to efficiently maintain speed and reduce motor stress and maintenance requirements. Come to a stop in the indicated position using the independent brake. Independent brakes apply only to the locomotives in the formation and are much faster to apply and release than the automatic brake, which operates on the entire train.
Oh, okay. You see, part of the hardest part of driving the locomotive, well, the hardest part is definitely getting to know the route, because you need to know every part, where to like slow down and speed up and where to blow your horn. You need to know the route very well to be a good engineer. But another hard part is the process of using the brakes to stop in just the right position. It's pretty hard because trains are pretty heavy. So you need to because you need to use the brakes really smartly to stop right at the right area, which will be right there. So you really need to feather the brakes to stop just right. There we are. Got some BNSF Haikyuu boxcars right here. Nice. I missed it. Big engine, isn't it? Wow. ES44. Okay, I'm going to start to pedal the brakes now. Yes, right there.
Change direction with a reverser.
Yep.
Then change the junction indicated, either by walking over to it or using the map.
I'm too lazy, so there.
Before proceeding, check the two couplers are in the right position to allow for automatic coupling.
Couplers?
Look at the rear coupler on your train and ensure it's open. Operate the cut bar if it is closed to release it.
Oh, the cut bar.
Next, walk over to the freight cars you're going to couple to and check their coupler knuckle is open too. Operate the cut bar here to open the knuckle.
Wait, I just realized. In the old Train Sim World 2, the walking was the default, and you had to hold down R2 to run. But in this game, running is the default, and you have to hold down R2 to walk. So that's odd. Okay. Oh well, it is quite a bit away. So actually, well, no, but in some cases you do have to walk pretty far. So I guess it's nice to have running be the default. Gotta walk up the high cubes here. Access height car. Oh, where's the cut bar?
Before coupling cars, always check the knuckles are open, or you'll just bounce right off.
Oh, you can. Huh. Hopefully the door doesn't close here, because then I'll be stuck inside and I'll be shipped across the country with no food and no water, but, oh well. Good thing it didn't. Man, this thing is huge, isn't it? Oh. I'll walk up step 3253 here. Did I leave these doors open? I should close that. Here we are.
Okay. The junction is correctly aligned and the cars are ready to couple. Couple up to the cars by gently driving into them at a slow speed. And most freight uses automatic knuckle couplers, so they will automatically couple once they connect.
Now, I believe that if you don't want to damage the couplers, you have to back up to you have to back up to the cars at, I believe, speeds of under 5 miles an hour, so we're going to try and shoot for 3. So you need to blow 3 horns to signal that you're backing up. Blowing 2 short horns is the signal for moving forward. Blowing 3 short ones is the signal for going backwards.
If your speed is too high, you risk derailing when coupling. Apply some brakes to slow your approach.
Yeah, because you don't want to break the couplers. That could, because if you're going too fast, that could cause you to derail. Gonna aim for under 5 miles an hour for coupling. And then just a bit more independent brake. And there, that should be good.
Hey, nice work.
Nice.
And change direction with the reverser and move the train forward into the indicated siding. Remember to apply a little power before releasing brakes.
Oh, right.
While it's not strictly necessary in the training center, this is the time to start forming great habits.
There we go.
Since you have freight cars coupled, you should slow down using the automatic brake and get the extra braking effort from those freight cars. The automatic brake applies brakes throughout the entire train.
Yeah. I think we have a crossing coming up, so might as well use the proper horn sequence. There we go. Uh-oh. Oh no, we're kind of too fast. Oh boy. What the? How am I not derailed?
Uncouple the cars either by using the external camera or by walking to the cars on foot. That's it for this training module.
Well, it's a good thing this is a game, because if that was real life, then the buffer would be destroyed. That was something. Okay then. Next one. Continue chapter 1. Sure. Long train and brakes introduction. That was a embarrassing way to stop that last one, but whatever, I guess. I'll try myself on this one.
All right. In this training module, you'll be learning about the different brake types found in a typical
There's
US
a dynamic,
freight locomotive.
independent, automatic.
Take a seat in the engineer's position.
I'm trying to follow your marker. No, fine. I'm gonna sit down. Wait, what? Oh, never mind. What's that thing?
Now you'll go through the steps needed to take over this locomotive.
Yep, do that. Oh, forget that. Turn on the number lights. Turn on the headlights. Start over here. Yep, there you go.
Now, this locomotive has 3 types of brakes: independent, automatic, and dynamic.
Called it.
The operation of them can be counterintuitive until you get the hang of how they work. The independent brake applies brakes on just the
are the brakes
locomotives
cut in?
and should be used when running a light loco or performing hill starts. They respond very quickly, but won't be of great use when you've got a long, heavy train behind you.
Why can't I check if the brakes would cut in?
The automatic brake applies
probably
brakes on
fine.
the entire formation and should be used when bringing a consist to a stop, assisting the dynamic brakes on steep descents, or otherwise making more substantial speed decreases.
Looks like we got a load of well cars behind us.
And you can't partially release them. So if you want a bit less braking, you have to release them entirely, wait for the system to repressurize, and then you can reapply.
So how heavy is this train we have behind us? I think you can check. Oh wow, 2,000 tons.
Dynamic brake uses the locomotive's traction motors to slow the train down. These can be very effective at controlling your speed on descents.
But they can't bring the train to a complete
between
stop.
Around 10 and 30 miles per hour. Either side of that, you're going to need one of the other brake systems.
Yeah.
There are several gauges used to describe what is happening in the brake system of this locomotive, and they're common to a wide range of locomotives. The brake cylinder, or BC gauge, tells you the amount of pressure going directly onto the wheels. Now, this is ultimately how much braking effort is stopping your train. If it's 0, The train is not applying any brakes. The independent brake lever directly controls this, but be aware that this is only reporting the state of the brake cylinder on your own locomotive, and not the rest of the train. The brake pipe, or BP gauge, tells you the amount of pressure on the brake pipe that extends the length of the entire train. On U.S. freight, this is pressurized to 90 psi as normal. The brake pipe serves two functions. One is to provide air to all the freight cars down the length of the train so they can charge their own reservoirs. The other is that its pressure controls what the other vehicles do with their brakes. At 90 psi, the brakes on all vehicles will be released. As the brake pressure in the brake pipe drops below 90 psi, the other vehicles will apply brakes. Depending on the length of your train, changing the pressure on the brake pipe can be quite time-consuming, whether charging it up to release the brakes or reducing the pressure to apply them. And this is the reason that automatic brakes are tricky to use. The brake pipe works in conjunction with another system called the equalizing reservoir.
Okay, yep.
Because charging the brake pipe is time-consuming, and you don't want to be watching that to find the right pressure, the equalizing reservoir is a much faster responding gauge, and is what you primarily use to control the brake pipe. The automatic brake handle controls the equalizing reservoir.
Okay.
Apply the brakes, release the automatic brake, and you will...
Okay then. Yep, power's on.
Now there are some key behaviors of this system to remember. The longer the formation, the slower the brake pipe will be to respond. You cannot partially release automatic brakes. If you are braking too much, you may need to fully release the brakes, allow the brake pipe to get back to 90 psi again, and then you can reapply them. This should be carefully considered, however, as you will have no air brakes during this time. Bring the train to a stop in the indicated position using the automatic brake.
Let's try not to goof up like last time. Where are we going? Over here on the outer loop. Wow, we're clear to go up to 100 here. I don't even know if this engine can reach that. I don't think these engines are built to exceed, what, 80 miles an hour? Yeah. Freight engines I don't think are meant to exceed like 80 miles an hour. Wait, no. Don't think it's 80. I think that for this one it's closer to like 78, but yeah, close enough. I'm not gonna go too fast because we're gonna have to stop pretty soon, so yeah, right there. Actually, wait, still a mile left. Okay, might as well. Okay, then here you are. Try and stop as close to it as we can as possible. Okay. Right now. It's a bit much. Okay then. Right now, make a bit more. And now we're just gonna... hey, it's almost perfect stop. Not bad. Not bad at all.
Well, that concludes this training module. It's covered a lot of theory, but understanding the way these brakes work will help you understand why your train reacts the way it does. These freight trains are nothing like modern passenger trains with fast-acting and fully controllable brakes. But equally, they must manage massive, long, and heavy trains on steep gradients. An entirely different kind of challenge. Run this module again in the training center, and repeat it any time you need a refresher.
Okay then. Okay, I got gold this time, unlike last time where I messed up. Oh, look at this. Continued Chapter 1. Intermodal. Okay. Alright, let's try go to the main menu. Is there any scenarios we could do, maybe? Okay, so I figured that we already tried out the Cajon Pass ones, so let's try the Southeastern High Speed. Don't think we'll have time to do the German High Speed route as well, but we will do this one. Shall I do the Networker? Okay, learn the basics of, didn't play with this one in the old game, so we'll try out this one. Okay, the class 465/9. Why not? Let's try it out.
In this training module, you'll be taken through the operation of this Class 465.
I haven't been at this station before. What's this?
During this brief introduction, we will be covering the critical driving controls and passenger operations. Look, when you're ready, climb aboard to get started. Take a seat in the driver's seat. This is where you'll be spending most of your time.
Try and close the door. How do you close this thing? What? Hey, now, where are the headlights? Can you just turn those on? Do you need to sit on the headlights? Stay. The taillights should be set off.
Firstly, you will need to insert the
master key.
For this introduction, you will be driving the train a short distance and performing passenger operations.
Okay, then.
Open the passenger
the
doors
doors
to allow boarding.
And there's a door close, which is this a door close? Yeah.
Now, drive a loop of the circuit to get used to the controls.
Okay, then. Where's the horn on this thing?
The train features a
here it is.
combined brake and throttle power handle, so...
Nice, nice. Gonna start moving. I'm trying to reach for 20 miles an hour, it said.
Coasting is a method used to efficiently maintain... Development of the Class 465 networker began in 1988, with the first unit being delivered in 1991 and the final in 1995.
Okay, then.
Of the 140 units produced, 131 remain in active service, 40 years after they were first introduced.
Wait, but they didn't say what happened to the other 9, but
Class 465
okay.
networker's 8 traction motors produce a combined power output of 3,000 horsepower. That's 2,420 kilowatts.
I believe
and
that's
allow the
equivalent
train
to an
reach a top speed of
SD40-2.
75 miles per hour.
Stop at location, Metro South. Oh, that's where that is. What's this? Oh, it's a DRA.
You are approaching the station. Begin applying a small amount of braking force to bring the train to a gentle stop.
Okay, here comes the hard part. Stopping at just the right area. Oh, crossing going up. See, on American trains, they just have a one horn, but on the British trains, they have a high and a low. Oh. And while I was talking about that, I forgot that we had to stop right here. Okay. Oops. Close enough.
Nice job. The train has safely come.
Are there any passengers on board? No, I don't see any. Door closed.
Proceed to the next stop unguided and see how you get on.
There we go. How many notches does this power have? Oh, it goes up to 4. Okay. On American engines, it goes up to 8, but for this one, it's just 4. Got a nice little lake right there. Nice. Only gonna get to 45 because we're gonna need to stop soon. Crossing coming up. Very small station. Don't think it has a... Oh, yes, it does have a station building. Okay, then, gonna stop at just the right area. Oh, hey, nice. And, door release. Wait, oh, have to press all release, right.
Good work. That concludes all of the basics of operating this train.
Nice. Okay then, I think that'll do it for this video, guys. If you want to see the Javelin high-speed engine, or the ICE high-speed engine as well, or even the SD40-2, you can let me know. Well, I think that'll do it for this video, and if you want to see those later on, let me know, but until then, bye.